Module 1, Digital Identity and Reputation. We're going to look at communities, both online and in person, and how having norms can help us achieve our goals. It's important that we are self-aware. We want to be the same person online as we are in person. We want to have the same rules for ourselves and not hide behind a screen. We want to be aware of our strengths, our limitations, and appreciate differences so that everything is thoughtful that we put online. So the big question, what makes a strong online community? We'll look at both of these pictures. Which community best reaches everyone's shared goal of learning? When I look at this first picture, I see that students are all busy, but they're not necessarily all on task. It looks like these students are just joking around, some look bored. It doesn't really look like they're all learning. There's nothing wrong with having students throughout the room, but it needs to be focused and everyone needs to be on task. When I look at this picture, it looks like they've established some norms. We've got someone raising their hand, everybody seems to be listening and learning. So I'm going to go with picture number 2. A community is a group of people who share the same interests and goals. Digital citizen is someone who uses technology responsibly to learn, create, and participate. So what are some norms that we follow as a class or that you have followed when you are in previous classrooms? You can go ahead and pause the video if you want to write down a few ideas. The answers you might have thought of would be to raise your hand to ask a question, participate in the lesson, listen to others, respect each other, come into classroom quietly to get started on your work, stay on programs and websites that you're supposed to be on that are helping your learning, not to get off task, cleaning up after yourself. Maybe you're keeping your school items and your books organized by your desk and come prepared to learn. All of these norms help everybody in the class learn and keep everybody focused. Norms are also important for online communities. There are different types of online communities, and depending on their goal, they might have different norms that members are expected to follow. We're going to look at 2 different types of communities and how a norm is going to help everybody reach the goal. So this type of community is online games. This could be Minecraft, Fortnite, maybe a phone app like TikTok. The norm would be to follow the rules of the game, don't cheat or offend other players. And of course the goal of online games is to have fun. So how does this norm help the online community reach its goal? Feel free to pause this video to write down a few of your answers. People have fun when it's a fair competition. So when someone cheats or grieves other players, they can't do as well as in the game, and it's just not fun anymore. It's not fun when you feel like there's an unfair advantage. So this norm helps everybody have fun by not cheating and following the rules. Another type of community would be school websites. Some of these that you might use would be Google Classroom, Pear Deck, Flipgrid, Seesaw. So a norm could be don't post mean or inappropriate comments that would make others feel bad, and don't post comments that get everybody off topic. The goal of school sites would be to learn. So how does this norm help the online community reach its goal? You can pause the video to write down a few answers, or just think of them in your head. When yourself and other classmates feel good and comfortable to share, you're more willing to learn new things. If we post negative comments, then people no longer want to share and they might shut down and just stop learning. If we make posts that aren't about the learning, everybody has a hard time focusing, which might hurt them later on when they're supposed to know the content. So this norm is very important. What are some other online norms we should follow as a class, or you should follow when you're in online communities, whether that's at home or at school? A common norm for students and adults to use is courtesy mode when someone is teaching or presenting. Courtesy mode simply means closing the lid of your Chromebook or laptop halfway in order to give whoever is speaking your full attention. This way your eyes are on the speaker and not on what's on your screen. So as we near the end of this lesson, how will you positively contribute to your class community both online and in person? In NISD, we're fortunate to have access to a Chromebook. Many schools don't provide devices at all for their students. It's our job to be responsible with the access we've been given. Along with classroom rules, it's important to follow rules for Chromebook use and online activity. That's why we're going to take a quick peek at the Chromebook Pledge. Your teacher might give you the opportunity to sign this Chromebook Pledge at some point, but a few things to highlight would be to ensure that your device is in a safe place, to use your Chromebook for educational and appropriate reasons. If you see inappropriate content or something happens to your device, to tell your teacher or to tell a family member at home, to make sure to respect yourself and others in online communities, to be mindful of your digital footprint, which means being mindful of everything you post online and making sure that that is positive. So this is a really good pledge to follow as you're working online. Remember to check out the Family Connections Hub in order to continue this conversation with your family. Remember, we just covered digital identity and reputation.